All right, we live on the air. I don't know how many people are viewing it. It was Knockout Nation. We got Glasses Malone, Royce the 5'9", Andreas Hale, myself, Chuck Creekmur. Gonna talk a little boxing.
Hell yeah.
Maidana and Mayweather. So first of all, fellas, let's talk about the fight. What are your general thoughts on the fight? Why don't each of y'all run down your general thoughts on the fight? Is this just another fight for Floyd on his on his exit from the game, or is this a real fight?
I'll start. This is another fight for Floyd on his farewell tour. It's gonna be an easy night. Another $40 million. And he's like, he has no options, man. It's not like he's got a bunch of options of people he could fight. So he had to take somebody that had a decent storyline that would sell some tickets. That was Maidana.
Right.
He ain't gonna give him no problems. Should be easy work. I mean, if he could beat Canelo, why couldn't he beat Maidana?
This is true. This is true. Do you why do you think people are going to buy into this fight? Or anybody can jump in. You know, why would anybody spend their hard-earned money on a pay-per-view like this?
I think stylistically, this is the perfect fight for Floyd right now. Like that whole story, you know, the correlation between him and Broner with the Maidana thing, the pendulum just kind of shifted his way. You know, like for them to be able to make a story out of this because of the Broner and Floyd comparisons, and how stylistically it's so perfect for Floyd to probably get a stoppage.
Right.
You know, for the casual fan looks at it like, okay, well, Adrien Broner fight just like Floyd, so maybe this will be the first time we could see Floyd take a L. And
right.
Then the real boxing fans like us, we want to see Floyd stop somebody. And who better to stop than, you know, the 2014 Arturo Gatti? Because that's basically what Maidana is to me. You know, like I don't see this shit being competitive by any means.
Right. Glasses, you think Maidana got any shot?
Shot in his ass. I mean, in fairness, man, I don't want to play down these opponents like Maidana. This is a champion, somebody who beat a lot of respected fighters, other world champions. I mean, I think it's just so rough. Like, if Maidana was fighting Pacquiao, and not to go off subject, we would be compelled. Everybody would be like, man, what's going to happen? I mean, we might think he had a great chance against Pacquiao or something like that, but I mean, who do you really throw Floyd in with at this point in his career? Like, really, you probably could throw him in with Peter Quillen and feel like Floyd should win. It shouldn't even be a hard night. You know, that's somebody 2 weight classes up. I mean, it's about as competitive as it's going to get. You know, I don't think Floyd is the only person that's going to beat Floyd. The day he doesn't train, the day he starts to drink alcohol, the day he starts to smoke weed or something. But man, somebody that rich and still vested in their craft, how do you beat that person? You know, that's what usually take everybody down is having money or being successful, and then you get lazy. But this dude's still running 6 miles in the middle of the Bernard Hopkins fight, man. You're not.
Right.
Nobody got nothing for that dude.
So the obvious other question is, Floyd is 37, so they say Father Time gets everybody. Is there any possibility that a 30-year-old Maidana might get lucky?
I mean,
No.
I think it's always a possibility in boxing. That's always a possibility. But if I had to bet, I would put it all. I would put it all on no. That's just not gonna happen. You know, but you know that right there, I don't think that got nothing to do with his age. He just got a puncher's chance. At any point in his career, he only would have had a puncher's chance.
Right. Andreas?
No, I agree. I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you see somebody who trains like Floyd trains, who keeps his body like he does, like the dude doesn't get above 154 pounds when he's not fighting. So it's like he used to run home from the club. Like, who runs home from the club? A fighter, that's who. Like, somebody who's going to beat somebody's ass. That's who's going to do it. Floyd runs home from the club. He trains like a maniac. Like, when we had media day, he outlasts the journalist who wasn't doing nothing. He was working out. Everybody was like, yo, it's too hot. I got to go.
Right.
He's on a different level. So when Maidana gets in there, I guarantee you he don't train as hard as Floyd do. He's not naturally gifted. And the thing above anything else, Nobody's got the boxing IQ that Floyd's got. That dude's calculations on angles, reflexes, speed, punching through windows, it's unparalleled. You can't beat that guy.
The other thing, who's Maidana sparring with to train for Floyd? I forget. Who's he using? I don't know who it is, but who's he training with?
I mean, he's got that crew over there with Brandon Rios and Mikey Garcia and a bunch of people who are not Floyd Mayweather. So it's going to be a bunch of slow guys that's not really going to do anything. No disrespect to him. Mikey Garcia is a champion, but none of them can present, like I've seen guys try to train for Floyd and try to emulate the shoulder roll. You can't do it unless you're Floyd Mayweather. We saw what happened to Andre Berto tried to do the shoulder roll. He got beat up. It's like you got to know what you're doing out there. He doesn't have the right kind of sparring partners for that. I don't care who they bring out there.
And also, the mistake is Floyd doesn't start a fight off shoulder roll.
Yeah.
A lot of times he starts a fight off on his legs. About that 4th, 5th round, he's right in front of you. Like, there it is.
Right.
He has a way of figuring you out in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, his whole style is not based around that shoulder roll. The fact that he's so versatile and he can mix it up so much is what make him so much of a threat. And in the times that we've seen him in trouble, shit, he was shoulder rolling when Shane caught him with that right hand.
Man.
He was shoulder rolling when Zab, had him under pressure a little bit. It's not so much that. It's just, it is what it is. You might be able to get in there and land something if you mix it, just depending on what kind of style that you got. But I don't think that there is no sparring partner that you're gonna get in there with that's gonna prepare you for it. Like, that's something you just gotta. You don't know it until you're in there with it.
Yep.
Now, in the pre, before we started broadcasting, I think it was Andreas. You said, or maybe it was Glasses. Somebody said that Floyd's gonna go in there and bang. So, do you think that leaves him open to the possibility of either, all right, Floyd's not gonna lose, but possibly really seeing some true adversity?
He'll have as much adversity as he want to have. Like he did the same thing with Cotto. He kind of walked into the pocket and allowed Cotto to, bully him on the ropes a little bit. He got his shots and he still outboxed him. I mean, I hate to flip it on some MMA stuff, but like John Jones do the same thing. Like he'll come into a fight and he'll beat you using your game plan. Floyd can do the same thing. So he only does what he feels like he needs to do. And if he ever finds himself in trouble, he'll take your little weapons away, and then he'll just beat you up and pot shot you for the rest of the fight.
Right.
He's too relaxed in there. He's way too relaxed. And I think I don't think people take into consideration how much of a leap that is to put these fighters on that humongous stage that they're on when they get in there with Floyd. Floyd always uses that to his advantage. Like, a lot of people don't see that. He's way more relaxed. You go in there, you got all your nerves pumping. Before you get over the nerves, you at round 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you ready to bang, and then by the time round 12 come, you ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd is a throwback fighter to me. He's like a 15-round fighter. People say that he doesn't have power. Why is it that every 12th round the fighter is ready to go, no matter who it is? And he looked like he can go 3-4 more. Right. So it's power there, and he takes advantage of just, the ring generalship of being on that big stage. He's been doing it years just in a row. Just years of being on the big stage. It's another night at the gym for him. It's the biggest moment of his opponent's life for his opponent.
Right. What about Floyd's legacy, man? For me, and probably the whole rest of the world, everybody wants to see the Pacquiao fight, obviously. Where is Floyd's legacy in the grand scheme of things? Where does Floyd's legacy end up? I'm of the mind state that a great loss and then comeback is just as dope as being undefeated, in that you do have that redemption and that story to go along with the greatness. It doesn't look like we'll get to see that storyline play out with Floyd.
What's that? You talking about him fighting Pacquiao?
Yeah, I mean, obviously even Pacquiao is not, I wouldn't expect him to beat Floyd, but he's not. I don't feel like does Floyd have that defining legacy, career defining fight that most other greats have? Whether you're talking about Ali. I mean, they all have a career-defining rivalry or a career-defining matchup, fight. But does Floyd have that? I mean, we're talking about the end of his career now.
No. He's the best ever.
I mean,
he's the best ever. He's the best ever because he's the best in the ring. He's the best defender ever. I mean, we want to keep degrading his opposition as if he's not fighting anyone, but I mean, he's fighting world champions. If you put some of these guys in the ring with each other, you will have fight of the year candidates over and over again. Just put Maidana in the ring with Guerrero, who would win that fight?
Right.
One of those guys could be a 147-pound champion. Both of them actually have been. So I mean, you looking at the best fighter ever. And let's say Ali, let's take Ali's first adversity where you're talking about Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier never beat anyone until he beat Ali, and never beat anyone after he beat Ali. He never beat anyone of notion. So what made Ali great was not only did he lose to George Foreman and his big win to George Foreman, and he lost to Frazier and came back and win, but also, getting out of the draft, fighting the draft, them taking his title, the adversity in his story. When you start naming other great people, I mean, you have to really start, correlating people like Robinson, people who I really can't say I watched 50 fights of. Right. So you have to use some really different type of guys, but you start referring to Ali or modern day fighters, Sugar Ray Leonard, them. It's a difference. Like, the only fighter in history I really believe in my heart that would have gave Floyd any problems at 147 is Tommy Hearns, just off his sheer length, and I'm still not sure he would have won the fight.
I think his career, his resume, after it's all said and done, he'll go down in history. His resume will be his career-defining thing that's attached to him, because he's beaten every single fighter in their prime, all of them.
Has he? Wait a minute.
Diego Corrales was a monster. Like, he don't get credit for that fight. Like, Diego Corrales, he beat Ricky Hatton when they was hyping him up. I mean, name somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he didn't beat De La Hoya in his prime.
Yeah, but De La Hoya don't necessarily have to go on his resume like that. He beat him before Pacquiao did. And then they give Pacquiao all the credit in the world for fighting.
In fairness, he was in his prime. He wasn't an old man when he fought. He wasn't an old man when he fought Floyd Mayweather. We want to keep acting like De La Hoya was over the hill. No, De La Hoya was as good as he was going to be when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He wasn't on the downhill of his career. He had just lost, fighting Bernard Hopkins, going up too big, but he was fighting at a comfortable weight. He was fighting when his boxing IQ was at his best. He had fought other great Hall of Fame legend fighters. He was in his prime. And it can't be his age, because you're looking at people like Floyd and Bernard Hopkins fight people well into their age, and it's not like is Floyd past his prime at this point then by that standard if it's age? Floyd's past his prime by 6 years then. Because De La Hoya was around 32 when they fought.
And he fought him at 154. He fought him at 154.
I mean, let's be real. Oscar De La Hoya was never that good to be. I mean, he was good, but he was never that good to begin with.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He definitely was a special fighter, and he's going to go down as one of the better boxers. But he wasn't. Pacquiao's a better boxer than De La Hoya. I mean, De La Hoya just had the most heart for a boxer, and he was the biggest, business. So that always gives him, a lot of extra points. But I mean, when we start talking about people like De La Hoya wasn't past his prime. He fought De La Hoya in his prime of being a champion. His mind and his body was at a perfect place to where his IQ was just as good as it was going to ever be to beat Floyd Mayweather. He never would beat Floyd Mayweather on talent. That just wasn't going to happen.
I believe he beat Shane Mosley at a time where Shane Mosley was up and running. After what he did to Margarito, he was very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah. But he gassed out so quick in that fight.
Who, Shane Mosley?
Yeah.
No, he just got beat on.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Floyd's opponents in history, they're known for their punch output to slow down. because once you get to the point where the target ain't there,
or counter.
Yeah, you stop swing. It don't necessarily mean you tired. It just means you can't find a target.
Right. Or you get countered. If you keep throwing your best punch and you stop throwing your best punch, it's a reason you stop throwing your best punch. It's not because your arms are tired. It's because you probably throwing that punch and getting countered. That's what Floyd is great at. He's the best at taking your best attribute and taking it away from you. That's how people lose the fight.
Make you pay for those mistakes. He definitely beat Castillo somewhere around his prime. Castillo, DeMarcus Corley was a tough opponent. I don't care what nobody say. He actually got stunned a little bit in that fight.
Yeah, you got rocked. I'm gonna play devil's advocate though, because I think the one person that Floyd didn't fight that was at his peak was Miguel Cotto. I think Miguel was a little wrecked after the Margarito fight. He wasn't the same dude. If he would have fought Miguel Cotto when he was running through guys, and I'm not saying Miguel would have beat him, but I think that people couldn't have taken that away from him because they're gonna always say that he fought people after their prime. So
I think Miguel Cotto would have been an easier fight for him then than it was when he actually fought.
Exactly, I agree. I mean,
Miguel Cotto wasn't ready. He was more ready when he actually fought Floyd. He gave Floyd problems because of that weight that they fought at. And he was a little more seasoned. He had learned a lot. When he was fighting at 140, and when he just got to 147, he wasn't ready for a fight of that magnitude, man. No way.
No way.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. But what I'm saying is, I think Floyd would have watched him anyway. But I think the detractors are going to say that Margarito wrecked him. See, I think that the thing about Floyd's resume is I don't think anybody could have beat him. I think what people are going to take away is that, he never fought Margarito, so people are going to try to take that away from him. Even though Margarito was never a real option to begin with if people look at what was going on at the time. It was either Margarito or Zab Judah. You choose Zab Judah. Judah's a tougher fighter, more money, more difficult opponent. But people are going to always try to say that he ducked fights, but that's people who don't know the politics of boxing.
Well, yeah, at that point, you're just creating something. And it's nothing he can do about that. That comes with the territory of being great. Yeah. But there's a lot of things that he's done that you can't take away from him, even if you're a Floyd hater. And like to say that he dug Margarito, like I said, man, before we went on air, those kinds of people are not real boxing fans. We talking about casual boxing fans. I only talk to these people at the barbershop and on Twitter. That's it. If you tell me that Floyd is scared to fight Pacquiao or he ducking Pacquiao, I'll only speak to you at the barbershop or on Twitter.
Yeah, that's true, because I can't even tolerate that argument.
I can't take it, man. I can't take it.
Facebook.
Yeah. If you blame Floyd for that fight not happening, I'm only talking to you. I'm not even talking to you in the barbershop. Twitter only.
I mean, it's hard watching the best while you're watching it. Sometimes it's really hard, especially when the best comes across as a known dickhead. But you're talking about somebody who's always talking shit while they're training. This person is always talking while they're training. Adrien Broner is in the club talking. Floyd Mayweather is training talking.
Right.
Maidana, we both just agreed Maidana is going into the biggest fight of his life. Look at his 24/7. Look at look at his all access. Look at Floyd's all access.
It's a big contrast in lifestyle, that's for sure.
Look at Maidana. He's training right now at home. He's overweight, so he had to spend a lot of practice, a lot of his time training, just losing weight. Floyd is already in the sparring, 3-4 weeks out from the fight.
Yeah,
so not only does he have the best experience over you, he's been in with the better fighters. He's been in with harder punchers. He's been in with stronger guys, much more faster and harsher bullies, but he's also training harder for the fight than you are with you.
Man, we talking about two totally different levels, man. Maidana had one fight that kind of like put him into the eyes of the casual boxing fan as somebody that could potentially be a threat to Floyd. After all of that hoopla is out the way, like once it come down to the actual skill set, come on, man, we talking about two different levels. Maidana is a good fighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, I think he'll never be great. He'll always be a good fighter. He'll always be fun to watch. But Floyd is great. You know, and it's just people gonna see that on Saturday.
Do y'all think do you think boxing needs to get to be more about the casual boxing fan? Because more and more people are leaving boxing for things like the UFC, you know, obviously the UFC, but other, you know, combat sports that are not so technical. You know, even Ward and Gotti, you know, like that's, you know, you got people still talk about those two and their trilogy. Do you guys feel like boxing needs to adjust a little bit? You know, to make the fights more entertaining?
Nah, it's not even that. It's the fact that, I mean, when boxing was at its peak, it was on network television. So people had to watch boxing. It was on, you know, ABC Wild World Sports. You watched that every weekend. I remember I watched Boom Boom Mancini and all those cats growing up. So you got to grow with the fighter, so you became a fan. It's a little different now when everything's on pay-per-view or premium television. But I think what boxing was lacking, and I think what it always lacks, and they say, you know, boxing is dead until a certain point when somebody takes it over, is like you need the Adrien Broners. You need the guys that are going to pop off. Because you're gonna have the Mexicans that's going to have their country. You're going to have the Spaniards, the Europeans. Everybody's got a country except for the African-American boxer. He ain't got no country. He's just here. So once he makes an ass out of himself or show out, then he becomes an attraction. So with that, it's like I'm not saying Broner's going to be the one that's going to take it to the next level. I think Andre Ward should be that guy, but he doesn't have the personality. But Broner's the guy that's going to sell some tickets. You know, people are going to pay to see him. Casual people who don't watch boxing, watch Broner get his ass beat by Maidana because he popped off.
Right, he's bigger now than he's ever been.
Yep.
Bigger now than he's ever been. Trending on Twitter, all types of shit. And that's cool, man. That's cool to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he could bounce back from that. I think that'd be beautiful for his career.
I hope he do. Damn. He got dragged.
Speaking of which, why don't you guys talk? What are your thoughts on the undercard?
Great undercard. Yeah. Loaded undercard. I'm excited about it. Like that's, you know, with this this last Mayweather event that they had last, what was it, September? And this one, that's 2 in a row for me.
You think they have to do that to make it, you know, more appealing to people, especially when you now pay-per-view is like up to 70.
Damn.
Really? I don't think they have to. I think that's smarter business. I mean, load your shows up with your superstars. I mean, WrestleMania puts on the superstars when you have to pay-per-view. You put on the superstars. Right. I mean, we all feel like we know who's going to win every fight. We all feel like, yeah, Broner should come out victorious. We all feel Khan should come out victorious. Even Floyd Mayweather should come out victorious. But that's why you fight the fights. Khan could easily lose this fight. Easily it could happen.
He might lose this fight. Collazo's no joke.
Yeah. So, you never know what Khan, man.
You load your pay-per-views with stars. I think that's one of the coolest things about the Cold War that's happened is, you know, Showtime has realized this is entertainment. Like I said before we started, I was at, you know, the StubHub Center for the Keith Thurman fight. Lucas Matisse, Omar Figueroa. None of us expected to see the fight we saw with Lucas Matisse and John Molina Jr. You load it up with superstars. I'm going to see it because the superstars are there. The superstars of boxing, and you get a war sometimes, and you got a war. So I think Top Rank and all of those guys should take notes. Load your pay-per-views up with stars. Let us watch the people who we all know about. It makes no sense where you have Cotto versus Martinez, and just even venture back, we all give Cotto a chance in this fight with Martinez, but we want to say 3 years ago when he fought Floyd Mayweather, 2 years ago, he was washed up. But we all give him a chance against a bigger and a great fighter. But coming forward, why not? Why don't we have, you know, Tim Bradley? Well, Tim Bradley just fought, but Tim Bradley could fight in June. Why don't we have Tim Bradley on that undercard?
That's why
aren't the stars available?
That's why I'm so taken aback by Bob Arum's comments about the fans needing to boycott Floyd's fights. Floyd is doing his part. He's using his influence, his relationships to load cards up, and he's being more proactive in giving the boxing world what they need to see than Bob Arum is. Right. Bob Arum, to me, from where I'm sitting, it just looks like that he's standing his ground against that whole machine over there, and he's saying, all right, well, I'm gonna make best with what I have. Y'all boycott them if y'all want to see the fight happen. But what they're doing is more successful, and it's more giving to boxing than what Bob Arum is doing. So if anything, you need to boycott your own events, boss down a little bit, do business with Golden Boy, even if it's you making the Canelo and Pacquiao fight happen. Something.
That fight's not gonna happen.
I mean, you know, something. You know what I'm saying?
Because Pacquiao in the ring with Canelo. That sounds good.
Once those superpowers decide that they're gonna do business with each other, I guarantee you, Showtime and HBO, they'll come to the party too.
Yeah.
Because it's driven by them.
It's a lot of better fights than Canelo. Canelo Pacquiao that's a scary fight for Pacquiao. I don't know if
Listen, it's a whole lot of scary fights out there for Pacquiao. Let's keep it funky.
Yeah.
It's a few people I can think of that Pacquiao should stay away from in his fragile condition right now.
Name 3. Give me 3 right now, Royce. Give me 3.
Thurman.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anybody with dynamite in both hands. Danny Garcia. Anybody with young, fresh legs and dynamite in both hands, Pacquiao better stay the hell away from.
That's the problem with Top Rank, though. Top Rank has nobody. You got Marquez, who's 40. You got Pacquiao. You got Tim Bradley. And then you got who? Mike Alvarado and Bam Rios. I mean, that's terrible. That's why Top Rank can't put on good undercards, because look at they stable. Al Haymon taking everybody.
It's like Bob Arum just got the main Clydesdale just beating up on all the little pups in the stable. Like, here, beat him up now. Beat him up now. It's like, come on, man, get out here. If anything, you complaining about the people Floyd fighting. Look what your man doing. He out there going crazy.
All right, so we're gonna wrap things up. But do you guys give me your final predictions on the fight this weekend?
Mayweather by stoppage somewhere late in the fight.
Pick a round.
10th.
10th round. Okay. Andreas?
Man, I want to say stoppage too. I just know Maidana's got a lot of heart. I think his corner's gonna come in and stop that bitch though. I think Maidana's court. Robert Garcia's gonna look at him, see both of their eyes swole up, gonna ask him, can he see? Maidana's gonna say yes. He ain't gonna be able to see. They ain't gonna let him walk out there. He gonna like
Will Smith and Hitch when he had the allergic reaction.
He look like Martin when he got beat up by Tommy Hearns on that episode. It's gonna be ugly. He might get stopped. I think it'll be a corner stoppage. I don't think Floyd will put him out. I think it'll be a technical knockout. I'm gonna say 9 and 10. He's gonna get beat up for me. He's gonna take it for a while.
Okay.
I just want Pacquiao to come to the event Saturday, jump in the ring, and challenge Floyd. Why don't more stuff like that happen in boxing? If Pacquiao really wants that fight, I know we somewhere else, but if he really wants that fight, and I hope he sees this, because I'll tweet it to him, but
Pacquiao,
go to Vegas Saturday. Once Floyd wins, once Garcia throws the towel in from this abuse, jump in the ring and challenge him. Let the world see. Give some excitement.
He's not gonna go to the fight. He gonna watch it. He gonna watch it on a computer in a little cave in Telemundo.
I just need him
with
to
that
go
little
to the
crooked
fight.
smile on his face and shit.
I just need him to go to the fight. You know, that's what I appreciated about Laura. You know, Laura going to Canelo, challenging him, and Royce was right. I mean, not to keep dragging, but Royce is right. So Canelo, I just want to say big props to Canelo for taking the Laura fight. He's showing me off for sure. But I just need Pacquiao to show up, jump in the ring, and say, I want to fight you, Floyd. Let's fight in September. It can happen if that happens.
It's about the Cold War, though.
Yeah,
it's the Cold War. It's got nothing to do with it.
He will make a fool out of himself by doing that because he can't make the final decision.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what, though? That's a spectacle. I think Pacquiao jump in the ring with Freddie Roach and start yelling at Roger Mayweather and start yelling at Floyd. Man, I think it might force somebody in.
He should jump in the ring and yell at Bob Arum.
No, don't do that. Jump in the ring and yell at Floyd. Give us some entertainment. Could you imagine all of our faces if he did that after that win? Could you imagine how excited we would be, how we would hang on? That's what
I can see Floyd doing that in reverse. I can't see Pacquiao doing that because he's not built like that.
Nah,
He's not in his personality. He's
some encouragement. Just jump in there and be like, let's fight the fight. I mean, that's what boxing needs. That's why what Royce was saying as far as Broner, that's so important. That's the entertainment value that's missing, that you don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of harsh when you know what's going to happen, but imagine, man, he's stepping in that ring like, let's fight. All of our face would be like, whoa.
I'd love to see it happen, but I just can't. I can't see it happening. It'd be great to see something like that happen, but I can't.
On the phone, man. Michael Kahn.
Trying to be a congressman.
Yeah, you know, he cool. He real cool with it, man. He cool with it. Like, I get excited like when he do interviews and he like, I think he's scared of me a little bit. Like when he start talking like that, I get excited. I'll be like, okay, yeah, man. Talk that talk there. He's scared of me a little bit.
Yeah, I need that. That's all boxing's missing. That's the hard part. Like, I remember looking at the YouTube video where Larry Holmes jumped on top of a car to chase.
Oh, that's classic.
Yes. He's ready to fight. He's ready to fight outside. Yo.
Larry did the kung fu kick.
Hey, man, boxing needs
You trying to turn Pac-Man into Clubber Lang.
I'm trying to turn him into $50 million more richer for the fight if he actually do what I'm telling him to do. That will force everybody's hands. That will get that fight special. That will get Floyd's blood pumping. Just get this thing going, man. It don't have to be so dinosaur. It doesn't have to be so technical. Like, get it exciting. And even if you don't want to fight, just that excitement is missing, man. Get in that ring, man, and tell somebody. I hate when I keep hearing fighters, oh, you know, whatever my promoter, whatever Al Heyman. Yeah. Keith Thurman thanked Al Heyman before he thanked God. I want to thank Al, thank God. Come on, man. Like, I respect Al, and I would love for Al to manage, you know, rappers in my position, 1,000 people. But let's get back to, I want to fight. Like, I like Keith Thurman right now. He's talking like, I want to fight Porter. I know they said let's wait until the fight gets big or it marinates, but he's like, I want to fight Porter right now. That's why you do. That's what boxing is missing. It's missing that excitement, that entertainment, that, oh, did that just happen? That I need to call somebody else.
Too many blanket responses.
Right.
That's true. And you know what? I know we're trying to wrap this up, but I had to go back to my conversation with Broner the other day. I asked Adrien, I was like, what happened with you and Khan? Did you have that beef? Broner was like, nah, he's a great champion. You know, I'll never say nothing bad about Khan. I'm like, dog, you're lying right now. Like, I've seen your Instagram and your Twitter. Why are you lying? Then I asked Amir, and Amir was like, yeah, I called his people, said, let's do it. They never called me back. Like, don't sell wolf tickets. Come on, man. Like, Amir said he takes a fight. And no bullshit. Like, not for nothing. Amir Khan don't dug anybody. Amir Khan will fight anybody at any time.
Give him credit. Win, lose, or draw.
Like, if Khan fought Broner, this fight would be huge. Just on the street, and how much trash they would have talked.
Yeah, I think Broner is at a point in his career right at this very second where he has to be very careful who he fights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He has to be selective. He has to be selective. You know, and once he walks through a few people, like which I think he's gonna do with Molina, once he does that a couple times, I think his confidence will be back where it should be. He'll look where he should be looking, and then he can start taking those tough fights again. But I just don't think he should go in there with anybody that's a puncher right now. Just he needs to like get back comfortable with his weight and everything. What is he fighting at 140? He fight Molina at 140.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Molina ain't fought in like a year and a half, so. And the last time Molina fought, he got washed by Amir Khan. So it's exhibition. That's a confidence.
Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
What's funny is I appreciate Peterson trying to fight Danny Garcia. Before you leave, take a big fight with Peterson. Unify all the belts.
Yeah.
Boxing needs that. Like he was like, I want to fight Garcia. That's the homie, but I want to fight Garcia. Let's unify the belt. That's the fight that should be happening. That's a big fight. And that's all boxing is missing. Some of those let me see how Golden Boy feels. Let me see what Bob Arum says. Let me see what Al says. They're in the business of making money. If you want to fight great fighters, they'll fight that fight. I mean, it's so many. Al has so many fighters, he don't have to protect any of them. All of y'all can kill each other. I still got fighters left.
Right.
Yeah, they way deeper over there. Al Heyman. Way deeper.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to convene again after the fight and have our post-fight commentary. on knockoutnation.com. Any final words?
I'll look forward to it. I can't wait.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, we're going to keep these things going.
Yeah. I think this was fun, man. I don't want this to end right now. I think we just getting warmed up. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just getting warmed up. Now I got to go to this fight and talk to all these corny people. Like, damn, I want to have a real conversation.
Yo, you got to let us know how it went, you know, through all the interviews you do this week.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Twitter, man. I'm going to be on Twitter. Every rapper and their mama coming out here this week, too. It's about to be real ignorant. Real ignorant. Somebody going to die. I'm going to put that out there. Somebody going to get hurt. It's one of them weekends. It's Freak Nick, Old School Mike Tyson weekend already in Vegas.
Okay, all right. We'll stay tuned. We'll check your Twitter out. All right?
All right, gentlemen.
Peace.
Peace.
That was dope.